I see a black man and one man, I think of strength, black empowerment we have within, building community development. Let's continue to build our own. Let's continue to stay strong. Motivation, no matter the hate, no stopping. You just go. Listen up to Quan, John, and Queen P for giving us a voice. Speak up for what's yours and yell and make that noise. We are kings and we are queens. Melanated royalty, just getting started. Loving self and knowledge. Stack that wealth. Motivational motors, y'all.
We'll have disagreements or whatever, and then he just shuts down, which just makes it worse for me. Then I'm like on attack because you're not going to shut down when we're in the middle of
That's not good.
Yeah, I've started to learn how to walk away. I've only been doing that like in the last few months, where it's just like, okay, see, when he shuts down, I'll just walk away.
See, I don't think. See, it's like I said, it's no right answer, because I don't think, because that's what I did too at the beginning with Jenny, because I told you, Jenny, that's our relationship too. She, she would shut down, you know what I'm saying, on me, and I'm still in it. And after a while, I said, well, I'm just gonna walk away. That don't work either. The retreating doesn't work either, because now the dilemma really never gets solved, because now the emotions, eases up a little bit, and y'all come back to the table, things doesn't get resolved. So, you know what I've started to do? I walk away and I come back. I walk away and I come back. I walk away and I come back.
Oh.
I don't just walk, because I'm not trying to tell you to do that. I'm just saying my situation is different, because back in the day when, years ago, when I'm a type of person that idle time and me aren't friends. Quan John and idle time, I'm going to do something destructive. And it might not seem destructive, but it's going to lead to destructive behavior. So I have to stay in it, immersed. Even if I'm not there, I have to stay immersed. Because if I don't care about it anymore. And I'm going, I'm out, done. That argument is over. I don't care about it. And I'm going to go out here and do something that I think is soothing my soul, but it's really not. You understand? So that's what the treating did to me. You understand? It made me, just involve myself in other things that weren't, constructive. I did that because I wasn't dealing with the pain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what I started doing is we have a little argument. I walk away 10 seconds. I walk away 10, maybe 2 minutes. I come back, and furthermore, give a little bit of time, talk. She'll talk her thing out. I walk away again. Boom. Let me come back, and and that she'll talk walk away again. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't seem like we're arguing, but it's kind of touch and go. You know what I'm saying? Right, I don't know if it works, but I'm like, I had to try something, because you're right. When you're involved with somebody that shuts down and you in it, it seemed like you kind of like me. I want to get down to the bottom of this situation.
Exactly.
So we can move on and be back in love again, right?
Exactly. Just deal with it so we can be done.
Some people don't know how to, and it's okay. And you know what? We can't force that on the other person, and that's hard. You're like, what do you mean? This is because you saying this is my husband, and I'm saying this is my wife, and this is your husband. But you know what? This is a human being that had his own personality before he met you. That's what a lot of people don't understand about the marriage thing. That's another thing people don't understand about the marriage thing. This person, at one point, they didn't know you, okay? And they had their own life before you did too. Had their own life before you, and we have to really. This is hard, because once you get in a marriage, you've been with James every day. It seems like y'all knew each other forever, but y'all didn't.
Yeah.
It seemed like me and James. It seemed like, I know. No. The day before I met you, you could have been the killer that was killing the whole family. I wouldn't know, because I didn't know you.
Right.
I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what kind of the relationship is about, getting to know the person. And we have to understand this person has a personality that I had nothing to do with. Okay?
Wow,
so since I had nothing to do with that, how can I be so angry when they're doing something that I don't want them to do? I can't be that angry.
My question is, in the evolution of your marriage, does that personality begin to change? Because eventually you'll get to a point where they have spent more time with you than without
It depends on the person. Personally, I think I've changed a whole lot. I think I've changed more than my wife. I'm not going to say that's a good or bad thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's some things that I would never change about her. There's some things I would want to change. I'm glad, and I know she feels the same thing about me. It depends on, like I said, in the changing process, is the change being meshed with one another? You know what I'm saying? If I'm changing, but the other person is staying stagnant, okay, does that work? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I was the one that needed more of a change.
Right.
You understand? It may, you know, maybe I need them. I'm not saying I did or didn't. The relationship would depict if it's if the change is working. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just look at my present day situation with, you know, us relocating to another geographical area. You know what I'm saying? 3-4 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to do that.
Right.
When I'm saying, not just because, put money to the side. Money has nothing to do with it. You can buy anything with money. Who we were, who I was individually, who she was, who we wouldn't, you know, we've been these last 3 or 4 years actually allowed us to be emotionally yoked together to say, all right, you know what? We're going to get up and move our children to another area. We're going to move to another area. This area is totally different from where we're living now. You understand? Yeah. 3-4 years ago, we wasn't able to do that. But the changes that happened in life and how it affected us allowed us to do that. Now, you know, put me in a different situation where I wasn't able to change with the changes that were being. See, the thing about it is life is changing the relationship. No matter if you change or not, Portia, life is changing your relationship, whether you know it or not. Now, it's on you to understand it and say, okay, am I going to change along with it? Or I'm just going to be and just stay in mind and say, no, this is who I am and this is who I'm going to be. Some people do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then they wonder why. Well, why isn't my relationship evolving? It is evolving. You're not evolving with it. You have to evolve. So your relationship, it's its own creature that you have to tame. You understand? You have to tame this relationship. You know what I mean? Because it's going to get out of hand. It will get out. Like, it's like your child. If you raise your child and don't discipline the child and don't educate the child, when the child's 18, he's going to be a monster. Is he not? He's going to be wow. So you as an educated adult can say, hey, little Jasper, why are you incarcerated 38 times in the last year? Because you ain't beat little Jasper's ass. Because you ain't tell little Jasper he ain't supposed to do that. Because you ain't check little Jasper when you were supposed to check him. Now he's 18 and he's been arrested 38 times. Is it shock? No, you're an idiot. Okay? And you have to look at your relationship the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, word, damn, relationship changed. Like, damn, I didn't see it change. Cool. Shit, we've been together for 10, 15 years. We're in the same situation. We can't even discuss I know people been married for years that can't discuss their future with one another. How sad is that? How sad that the person that you vowed, that word vow, right? Those vows, those vows that we take, they can't even discuss their damn future together. That vow don't mean a damn thing if you can't discuss your future together. No, it means, that's what I'm saying about the whole marriage thing. Marriage, what does that mean if you can't do the work? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. If you can't do the work, you saying I do is meaningless. It's meaningless. Right. I think so. Go ahead.
In general, I do think the term marriage or the idea of marriage should be like a living contract, so to speak, for everybody, because it has a different meaning for everybody and it will always change as you evolve. So like when we first got married, for me, marriage was, we're going to stay together forever. We're not going to get divorced. Now marriage doesn't even mean that same thing anymore. Yes, it definitely means that we're going to work so that we can make sure we stay together and we're happy. But it has taken on such a larger meaning. It has multiple definitions and many stipulations. So that contract essentially that we signed, it changes as we change. So it's just like, and I do feel like we've both changed individually. And I know I have because my reaction to certain things aren't the same. And even his, like I can, and maybe this is a shame, I don't know, but I can see his change more than I can see my own, or better than I can see my own changes.
Right.
So I see how much he has changed since being married. But and it's crazy. And because of those changes, we now have to change that contract that we signed. And it was like, okay,
that's right.
It's not about just being together, but now we need to do, yes, we have to update it. Like now we need to pay attention to these things. Now we need to pay attention to the way we speak. Now we need to build on trust, because trust had never crossed my mind. And that's crazy. But when I'm thinking of my vows, in your vows, nobody really says anything about trust. And I think that is the biggest part of marriage, because without that, you can't do anything.
To hold.
Yeah.
To have to hold till death do us part. Yeah, all right.
But is the word trust in there? Because people think that you should trust that individual before you get married, but that's not how that works. You can trust them as much as you want to, but that trust is actually not built until after you're married. Like when James and I first got... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when James and I first got married, that trust wasn't there. Not as it should have been, not as it is now. And even we still have a long way to go. But like, that trust was it was minuscule. And it had to be built. And by trust, I don't just mean, most people think about not cheating, being faithful. Trust goes beyond fidelity. I think for me, trust is, like I need to trust that he'll be receptive to my ideas. I need to trust that when he's angry, he won't snap. He needs to trust that when I'm angry, I won't snap. He needs to trust that when he's sick, I'll take care of him. He needs to trust when he's mad at somebody else, it depends on what he wants, but he needs to trust that when he's mad at somebody else, I'm gonna be on his side. I'm not gonna throw him to. So like trust takes on a whole new meaning, and it encompasses so many different things. And that needs to be a part of the vow. You need to understand that I promise to build that trust, because it ain't there. Sorry. Like anybody who says, yes, I trusted my husband out the gate. No, you didn't, because you don't know what it's like to be with that person until you're married. You didn't know.
That's right. You trust him to be who he is.
Right. And you're trusting your idea of who he is, like who you think he is.
Yeah. Yo, you got some people, when you said something about marriage means different things to different people, and you're so right about that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some people, and I'm going on personal experience when I'm making these these gestures. I know some people that they feel like, and you probably know people like this too, they can be as narcissistic as they need to be or want to be, and you are obligated to stay there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And when you think about that, think about the rationale in that. Meaning, now that same person, they believe in marriage. So that's what I'm saying. The idea of marriage it means nothing to me, because like you said, Portia, you're right. Your idea of marriage and his idea of marriage could be two different things. His marriage could mean bondage.
Yep.
I got her now. So, you know what I mean? So, that whole marriage thing is kind of, marriage? What are you talking about? It's really, that's what I'm saying. It goes beyond signing that contract. When you sign that contract, but you better see if you signing that with blood.
Right. And then y'all need to have the same dictionary, because those definitions better mean the same thing. Because if you're, like you said, if your idea of what marriage is, if your definition of marriage is not the other person's definition of marriage, y'all gonna have a problem, because he's gonna think, like you said, if his definition is bondage, like you are tied to me forever,
regardless,
no matter like nothing else. And for narcissists, I think that's exactly. For narcissists, I do believe that is their definition of marriage, to be locked together. Right. So and his definition.
Go ahead.
They believe what?
No. And that person believes, real quick, they believe that if you walk away, that you are committing the most heinous act in the world by walking away from the bondage. Meaning, like I said, they marriage, they believe in marriage, but they don't believe in the intricate details of the marriage, the intricate details and what keeps the marriage strong and positive and healthy and fruitful. They're not even paying attention to that at all. You understand? Yeah. So that marriage, now for them, it's evolving. You know why? Because you're there taking their ish.
Yep.
So that marriage is evolving for them. It's getting stronger.
You're strengthening. Yes, you're strengthening that bond. Exactly.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's crazy. It's absurd, man.
And so it's like, if his idea of bondage is different than hers, like if hers is more like my idea, like me and James, we actually we've had this conversation. We have the same idea of marriage. And for us, that definition is partnership. So if his is bondage and hers is partnership, it's like, that's going to be a problem, because his idea of bondage is you're like in my pocket, you're not going to be above me. We're not going to be partners. That's not what this is.
Nah,
this
absolutely
is
not.
You do what I say, and I'll do what I can to keep you, whatever, but you're stuck to me, period.
Right.
No, it's not.
I told my wife, I don't know if she believes me or not. I told my wife, for real. I said, yo. I said, yeah. I said, yo, babe, check it out.
Okay.
Let's say me and you not together for whatever reason. Let's just say I personally have never given my hand in matrimony to another woman. I'm gonna tell you why. It's because of the obvious. I mean, one, I don't, yeah. Of course, I can get another woman, but yes, I think my wife completes me the way I need to be completed, and yada yada yada. I think I do the same thing for her. Yeah, that's just the obvious. But two, I'm not even going to give another woman the opportunity to say, "This is mine right here." She would, because I know you're lying to yourself, because I'm not. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm not being crazy about this, because I really thought about it, like, because I'm 44 now. Let's say, I don't know, 10 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we not together for whatever reason. We're not together. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 54. I'm so sure of who I am and what I feel like a person should bring to the table as it pertains to our relationship, that I don't think I'm even gonna give her a fair shot.
Right? Like, don't even waste your time trying.
So hold
your expectations are so high. It's like, she might well not.
No, it's not as high. No. See, I'm a very simple guy, and when it comes, but you know what? My simplicity, it's kind of difficult for other people to understand and fathom that, which makes it difficult. Just because I am simple doesn't mean it's not difficult to understand my simplicity. You understand what I'm saying? I know that sounds kind of complicated.
What?
It's complicated even how I said it.
One more time.
Just because I'm a simple guy doesn't mean it's not going to be difficult for you to understand my simplicity. You might be used to a guy that's not as simple. So my simplicity might be a challenge for you.